What it do? 2023 is officially over. Say goodbye. Get out of here. Next up is 2024. And so I thought it would be cool if we just did a cool little recap on my 2023 year with video games. Now, I played some new games, I played some old games, I played some trash games, and I played some good games. So let's just rank those bad boys on a tier maker. We're going to be ranking them from S all the way down to F. I mean, there shouldn't be too many F games I played, but you'd be surprised. Let's get it going. Now, these are in no particular order of when I completed them. I just kind of put them through a randomizer, and they just kind of put them together in this order. So first up is From. All right, so we're starting this thing off with a From Software game. That's right, From Software made this game. It's pretty damn interesting. You basically are in an abyss where there's literal aliens who have been in there for so long, they're trying to find a way out of this hellhole. Nobody can figure out how to get out of here. But you can, though. So what you end up doing is traversing through this wild dungeons, and it's a pretty engrossing world. It looks like crap on this. I'm sorry, I couldn't get it to look better. My PS3 is overheating and I can't use my PS3 to run it, so it's running off of the PC, and it looks terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it was still a great game, and I still had a good time with it. It's pretty challenging. It's a little simple, especially coming from the Kingsfield department of games, but it does have its merits and its enjoyment, especially the feeling of like being deserted. There's no music in the game. There's secret bosses, optional weapons, and things to find out and discover in this game. So if you're looking for another dungeon crawler and you haven't played it, you definitely should. And you can pull out guns and shoot people with rocket launchers. The game's pretty intense. Overall, if I have to give it a ranking from S to F, though, we're gonna give that Joker a B. Bro, when I tell you this was a sleeper hit, I was not expecting to just. So I bought an Xbox recently, an OG Xbox, and I've just been playing a lot of OG Xbox games. So I was like, I'll just try X-Men Legends 2 because I had it on the GameCube emulator, but it ran really weird at certain points, so I just stopped doing it. So I got it on the Xbox. Let me tell you something. This game is addictive as hell. For some reason, it's just so fun to level your characters up and see where it goes. So I think for my main cast, I have like Magneto, Storm, Professor X. You can have Professor X in this game, and he's a beast. He does this mental barrier penetration thing. It's absolutely insane. And then usually like Wolverine or somebody else I'd swap it out for. Sometimes people would die, but for the most part, we were just running through it. By the end of the game, Magneto can have this metal man be summoned and run around with you. So there'll be 5 of you guys just running around, just beating the hell out of everything. Man, I love this game. It's long too. It's pretty lengthy. It's got like 4 major acts. It's the Age of Apocalypse, so you're ended up fighting Apocalypse at the end. That was actually the weakest part of the game, was the final fight. If I had to give it a ranking, I guess we're gonna go. Give it A. Enjoy your nap, pal. Okay, so this was one of the first games I played of the year, and I tell you what, it was just a great way to start the year off. I enjoyed this game from pretty much beginning to end. The final fight was a little rough towards the end, but the music and the way that you were able to use the techniques to combine with the music syncing was just, oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. And then there's layers. You can get really good at this game. There are some people who are insane at this game. And I think that is what's so attractive. It's almost like Devil May Cry with like a DDR or something behind it. I enjoyed the hell out of this game. I enjoyed the cast, the characters, the look, the environment. It was just all around a great time. My only gripe is that final fight is so redundant and so 2003. It kind of took it back a bit, but I'm not gonna let that knock this game, baby. I'm gonna give this bad boy An A tier. Just kidding. You thought I was gonna give it the S. Nah. All right, next. So for this one, it's tough, man. I enjoyed a lot about this game. I enjoyed the look. I enjoyed the web wing suit. I enjoyed Miles. I enjoyed, combat, and everything was almost done on a better scale, if you will, than the previous two games, except for the story, man. The story didn't hit me like it did in the original Spider-Man game. And then in the original Spider-Man game, there was just so much more depth in 2018 between Doc Ock and Peter, and it just felt like everything was kind of a little too fast, if you will. It had some awesome side missions, though, and some really fun moments. The mechanics of the swinging, though, are something that I will talk about a little bit later with one of my other games, but I still think that this game was overall pretty damn decent. I have a bunch of gripes with how Venom was introduced and given, though. You don't really get to use him too much, and when you do get to use him, while it is awesome, it's like for 10 seconds and it doesn't really hold any real weight. It's the equivalent of using Joker's car in Arkham Knight, right? So, because of that, I think I'm still gonna give this game a B. Yeah, so if you don't know, I play anything and everything on my channel. Anything is up for grabs. If I never got to play it as a kid and I've always wanted to play that game, I will play that game as a grown man. Don't laugh. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Ape Escape for a minute. This game revolutionized the right analog stick in a way to actually be used. It was what created the DualShock analog. People say, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but what's interesting is you don't use it for camera yet. In fact, almost no game uses it for camera. I should have brought this up with Shadow Tower. Shadow Tower is also a game where you use the right analog stick to swing. I love this game. This game is borderline perfect, if not perfect. You get tons of fun abilities. It's just a great time. You just go around catching these damn apes. You're just catching apes. That's all you're doing. You're catching apes. They've escaped and you're catching apes. The apes have escaped and you're catching the apes. That's it. That's all it is. I scoop, grab, scoop, grab, scoop, grab. It was lovely. Great time. Pretty much all the way through. And in fact, I would say this game is amazing. Great music. I mean, everything about it. And them using the right analog stick to incorporate how they use things wasn't just, oh, you just use it to swipe, right? Like in Shadow Tower Abyss, you use it in combos as well. Like you can use it in like swings and stabs. In this game, right, you can kind of do the same thing, but what you do is you can use it for abilities. So in order to run really fast, you had to like use the right analog stick to like run the thing in a circle, and then he'd take off. So I really enjoyed that about it. When you're rowing the boat, everything's got you using the analog sticks in a fun and cooperative way. And I kind of wish that games would do that again. I know using it for the camera is what we're supposed to do, but you can also do it for fun things too. And I think that helped make that game feel really unique in a time where nobody really knew what to do with the right analog stick in 98, 99 when Ape Escape came out. So because of that, I think that this game deserves either an A or an S. We're gonna put it at A. Twisted. I don't know how I found this, how I decided to play this game. I think it was because the Twisted Metal TV show had came out and I was actually enjoying the hell out of that. That show starts off garbage, but it becomes amazing and I can't wait for season 2. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But the game, so I've already beaten Twisted Metal 1. I've already beaten Twisted Metal 2 with pretty much all of the characters. I've even seen like the extra cutscenes in Twisted Metal 1. Twisted Metal 3 is a game that has always eluded me. For whatever reason, when I get to the 4th or 5th level, past the UFO level, I start dying and dying and dying and dying and dying. And I had been playing this game for about a week, on and off, you know, just trying to win. Can't find a character. I mean, I picked Outlaw, I picked Augur, I picked everyone. Axel, I picked everyone. And I found a Thumper was my boy. So I'm out here riding around with my man straight G-Wag. We out here just rolling down the street Snoop Dogg style. You know what I'm saying? Just getting it. I ended up winning the game with this man. It was at one point I pushed Minion into the corner and I got him in the corner like hemmed up and I just like freezing him and hitting him with shots. Oh, it was such a great time. I know this game is not really popular in the Twisted Metal series. In fact, one dude came in the stream and said, "Hey, why? I got a question." He goes, "Why are you playing Twisted Metal 3? The nerve of this, the nerve. Who are you? But I was like, what's wrong with it? And he was like, "Oh, you need to play Twisted Metal 4. It's better." I'm not going to lie to you. I played 4. It's not better. I didn't like 4 at all. I don't like 4 at all. But, you know, let him fly his own opinion. But that was crazy. So apparently 3 is just not regarded really well. So, you know, I used to like 3 as a kid because the music was amazing from Rob Zombie. So it's like you got a Rob Zombie playlist that's banging in the background. It just felt right. It felt good. It felt like it was what you needed, you know? And because of that, I enjoy my time with Twisted Metal 3. And there's a lot of cool secrets I knew about the game. Like I know how to get the best UFO move or the lightning or the, you know, on the Christmas level or I knew a lot of the secrets already, but I've never beaten the game. So coming to beat the game felt really good. If I had to give this bad boy a rating though, it's pretty damn bad. There's a lot of jank with this game. Your car's always flipping over, don't really handle well. Fast cars suck like Spectre. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Bro, I beat the game and the ending was 3 seconds. It's 3 seconds long. It's literally 3. It's like your head's on a damn on the dashboard, dangling on the mirror, on the rear view mirror. Yeah, that's it. It's a D.
I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal.
Hop. Okay, so Hop About is really interesting, man. This game tripped me out. I didn't think I was going to like this game, but I love this game. It's such a simple mechanic. You're constantly bouncing as whatever character you pick from Monster Rancher, be it Suezo, the little Mogi guy, I think his name was, or something like that, Mochi Mogi, something like that. And then, you know, like the big rock dude, and then, you know, like another character. But everybody's bounces are different. And then you're constantly bouncing and you control the momentum when you bounce. And it's very tight mechanics to where if you're going forward, you can press back in the air and it still kind of pulls back on it. Almost like Mario, kind of like how Super Mario controls. Very awesome controls. And what's cool is you got to get from the beginning spot to the ending spot, but there'd be tiles and all these tiles can do different things. Some of them break after one jump. Some of them make you go to the right. Some of them make you bounce forward. Some of them make you spring double time forward. Some of them make you lighter. Some of them make you heavier. Some of them hurt you. Some of them heal you. Some of them add time. Some of them take away time. And you're just constantly going from level to level to level to level to level, bouncing around. It's a very addicting game that I think is pretty damn unique in the PlayStation library. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. Give it a chance. I was playing my boy Suezo. Bro, I love this game. But I'm going to give it a B. Oh my God, this is crazy. What the fuck? Dude, this is insane. Oh my God, no. Here we go. Musashi. So this is the sequel to Brave Fencer Musashi on the PS1. This game is interesting as hell, man. You're kind of like Mega Man, essentially, in this game, just like you were on the PS1 version, where you're able to absorb abilities, but you maintain the abilities in this game for the most part. You keep it, and then you perform the abilities by doing whatever said action is that needs to be performed. So, you know, for example, there'll be a guy you have to first block, right? You block at him, and then when you see them doing their move, you press circle, and then when you press circle, you absorb their ability, and then you're able to do their ability. So it actually has a pretty cool mechanic to it, because in Musashi, the first game, what kind of sucks is you're always like swapping abilities, but you can't really keep much that flows with you. Whereas in this game, you have the abilities and you keep a lot of the stuff, you know, besides like, you know, like if you're shooting a gun or something like that, then that's an ability that you absorb and that's a one-time deal or whatever. But a lot of the things you learn in that game, you keep. So you can actually have some legit like combos where you're just like, and you do the spin slice. Oh man. And it felt really good. The game's slow as hell though. You walk like 1 mile an hour, like all day. Like he has no sprint ability. He doesn't get his sprint ability to my knowledge. He's very slow in this game. That Kingdom Hearts kind of goofy, you know that move they be doing, bro. That goofy old, bro, that's exactly what it is. So with that being said, even though I enjoyed the game, I can find the joy out of a lot of games. So it doesn't mean I should rank it high just because of that. So I'm gonna give this game a C. Told you. Again, I got an Xbox recently. Toe Jam and Earl 3 is a game I've always wanted to play. I don't think you understand. Let me take you back. I was a child with the Sega Genesis. Before a Super Nintendo, I was a Sega kid, bro, and I used to play Toe Jam and Earl 1 religiously. You don't understand. I loved that game. I still love that game. I beat it at least once every couple years. One day, my father says, "Hey, you want to go to the store? Huh? You want to go rent a game?" I'm like, "Yes. Let's go rent a game. Let's go see what's at the store." I'm walking through, I think it was Video Time at the time. I'm walking through Video Time. It wasn't even Blockbuster yet. It was Video. I'm walking through Video Time, looking around. You know, I'm tiny, so I'm a little ass kid, you know. Da la la, lee 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 lee. Don't know what I'm looking for. What's this? There's a Toe Jam and Earl 2? Oh my God. The thought process of my head exploded with Toe Jam and Earl 2. I couldn't believe that there was a second game that they had made. And then I played it. And it was terrible. I regret my life. Toe Jam and Earl 2 sucked. It sucked. It sucked. It was a side scroller, find Earthlings weird game. It sucked. I hated it as a kid and I still hate it now. I beat it now as an adult, but I hate it. It's trash. Not even a game I'm mentioning, but I'm mentioning that because Toe Jam and Earl 3 was a callback to the original. I remember having the Xbox magazine and seeing them talk about this game and how this game is gonna, you know, redefine Toe Jam and Earl and bring it back for a new age. And I was so excited again, even though I'd already been failed once, even though I'd already knew what was probably gonna happen is the game's gonna suck, right? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if you suck. I want to play you. I'm looking at these screenshots and I want to play it. So then I played it this year. And you know how I felt? It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not that bad. It's janky as all hell. You can tell that it wasn't finished. You can tell that there's a lot of things that are missing within the game. And there's a lot of jank. You can skip so much of this game and do like really, really weird things. I found my way to like go inside of doors. I found ways where you can just extend the map to never ending. It just goes on forever and ever and ever. I mean, the game is janky, but it plays a lot like OG Toe Jam and Earl. And it also has this amazing choir chicks. Listen to these ladies sing something.
The gospel says you gotta turn the other cheek. Shout it out to the mountain, but it ain't no fun being mild and meek. Look out, y'all, for the power of fun.
And they did this every single time you go to a new area. There's like 30 of them, 30 little jingles from 4 soulful black ladies. I don't know what the hell this game is, bro. There's even rap sessions from Toe Jam and Earl. You tell me which one you think is better, because I personally like Toe Jam's better, but Earl's kind of fire too. Here's Toe Jam.
Give it up, give it up, give it up for Master T. Say ho for the greatest rapper around, the DJ TJ. I jam your rap, your head is spinning like a b-ball. Can't stop it, can't even slow it down, y'all. You know you got no choice, you gotta dance when I get going. Move to the rhythm of the funk when I get flowing. Gotta give it up, Toe Jam in the hood. Huh, damn, I'm good.
Here's Earl.
Yo, they call me Earl, and I don't say that much, so I'm just cruising in the funky flow, you know. Everybody round, yo, they moving at high speed. I'm chilling it down, you know, moving at my speed. Everybody tripping, getting up in your face. Gotta stay cool, gotta take it at your own pace.
And see, that's what I'm saying, is the game has a little bit of soul. It has a little bit of depth. It has a little bit of they cared, you know? They just didn't have the money behind it. So I can't knock it too hard, but it isn't the greatest game. It's definitely not a B game. It sure the hell ain't no A or S. So I would say it's a C game. But I love the music, man. Some of the music in that game and some of the things that the Earthlings say are just top tier.
They call me Santa Funk. Ho, ho, ho. I got 3 hoes.
I'm a big Dead Cells fan. I'm a big Metroidvania fan. This last month, we beat every single Castlevania game in order of timeline. We're crazy. Oh, I'm not going to say we're. I'm crazy about Castlevania and kind of Metroidvania games. Not really the Metroid series, but I do enjoy Metroidvania. There's a couple Metroid games I play. When Dead Cells Castlevania DLC was announced, I was extremely excited because I already love Dead Cells. You know what I'm saying? I have all the DLC of Dead Cells, but I've only beaten the game one time. I only beat it once, and when I try to get the second cell boss, I've never been able to do that, right? So when I got the game, I'm like, oh my God, they got the DLC of Castlevania. And how much love is in this game? There's so much love in this damn DLC. I mean, from not only from the enemies, but to the music, to the way that characters act, to the weapons, to the relics, to the map, to random hidden things. There's tons of hidden stuff. Like I found this one room with this lady and the man dancing as like a ghost doing the ballet in the air, and that's so reminiscent of games that have been there. You can play as Richter Belmont and beat his little side mission of fighting Dracula as Richter Belmont, and he has a lot of the moves from Rondo. It's so awesome. I loved this DLC. It was hard as hell, but beating it was absolutely worth it. And if we're just talking about the DLC and the Lovecraft that they put into this game, I love the hell out of it. S. Poltergeist. So this is a game my buddy recommended to me one day. He said it was one of his favorite childhood games, so I had to check it out. This game is so interesting. It's on Sega, and your goal is you're playing as a dead guy, and you're trying to seek revenge on some people called the Sardinis. And essentially what you're doing is you're hopping into different items around the house and turning them into horrific things to scare them out of the house. So they'll have to keep moving, essentially, and then I guess go broke, because if they'll go broke, essentially. That's what I'm getting out of the gist of it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I think it is. They'll go broke. There are so many animations in this game. It's worth playing just for that. You can jump into a rug and turn it into a pit of hell. You can jump into a telescope and make it fly around at their heads. You can jump into a vacuum, and the vacuum, you heard that in my house, people know when people coming in. You can jump into a vacuum and turn the vacuum into a dragon. You can, I mean, there are so many things, and a lot of them are pretty gory. You can make blood appear on the walls and all these interesting places. It's actually freaking cool. So I would definitely recommend playing this game if you are a retro fan and you want to have just a good time. You don't even have to beat the game, really. I mean, you can just, the ending to this game, you hear it in my voice? The ending to this game is a nightmare. Okay? At the end of the game, I'm going to spoil it for you. Just don't worry about it because it sucks. Trust me. Listen. Okay? You listening? The end of the game. Well, not even at the end of the game. Let me just explain the mechanics of this game. So you use ectoplasm down there, right? Wherever the ectoplasm is, right? To jump in and out of things. The more you scare somebody out of a room, when they leave the room, they drop the goop all on the ground. You gotta walk around and grab all of the goop, right? That's your goal. Grab the goop. That allows you to not have to be killed or not killed. When you run out of it, which you will do eventually, sometimes at one point you're gonna run out. When you run out of ectoplasm, you go into this underworld where you have to collect all of your ectoplasm without getting hit. It's kind of weird, but you go around, you collect all this ectoplasm without getting hit. When you complete that objective there, you can then return to the normal world, right? And continue scaring people, right? At the end of the game, right? You have to go to the underworld and fight some weird brain monster that duplicates every time you hit the monster. The problem is you're throwing this object and you're on an isometric plane. So when you're pressing up, you're not even throwing where you want it to go, which is kind of like diagonally up. You can't really do that. So I had tried beating this game maybe 2 or 3 years ago, doing the same thing. And I remember how much I hated this final boss because I got to the final boss back then as well. You have to like perfectly time these bombs to land and hit every single one of these enemies. And I got it by sheer luck or accident, whichever way. But it's a pain. And if you fail that, right? If you fail that, then you have to go back to the last house you were in and scare everyone all over again before you get another crack at it. So you before you can even master it, you have to then go back, scare the whole family out of the house again, which takes 10-15 minutes, and then you can go back and give it another shot. And if you fail again, you go all the way back, and you can continuously loop it, because as long as you have ectoplasm, you don't technically die because you're already dead. You're a ghost. You're a dead guy. Ugh, it's a nightmare. But the animations, man, are cool in this game. And I would say just for that, it doesn't deserve an F. I'm going to give it a D. I'm it. I am it. He is me, and I am he. Exoprimal was interesting, man. I enjoyed it, you know, for what it is. It's essentially a, what was it, 5v5 or 4v4 extraction, not extraction, but like dinosaur murder race. First one to complete objectives wins, push the payload at the end. Kind of like Dinosaurs, Overwatch, and I don't know. It was fun though, man. It has some really awesome moments. There's some points in this game where the dinosaurs are flowing, or you're just fighting like a giant T-Rex. And there's even times where you don't do 4v4 and you're doing 8 just all 8 of you guys together in like a raid. Oh, that was sweet. Those were so surprising because I wasn't expecting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they came out of nowhere, out of left field. You're playing just a regular match. Like, I'm ready to smoke some kids. And then you continue the match normally. And then like in the middle of the match, you get absorbed. Boom. And then you're just like on a different place. And you look at your enemies and you can't hit your enemies no more. They're on your team. Dude, that part was epic. That part was freaking cool to live through. And I beat it till we saw the credits, you know what I'm saying? Overall though, it's still not the best. It's very fun though. I played it till the end because I really enjoyed the game loop, and I like just playing, you know, competitive games and stuff that are like new. So if I, you know, had to give it a rating, I definitely would give it a C. All right, next up is